Please, Lord Jesus, let us have the footage from the good cameras.
Amen.
Amen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You can probably hear the despair in our voice if you're listening, or you heard our prayer that led us into this week's episode. We just filmed like 45 minutes in, and it was so good. And then my dad came home to my house, thank God, and we paused, and Billy checked the video, and it corrupted the media, and it didn't save it, even though it was recording the whole time.
So I guess this means we're real content creators, because this only happens to real content creators.
So welcome to episode 2.2.
2.2.
Not 2.
Take 2.
My goodness. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, peaks and pits of the week, Sam. Let me tell you my pit real quick. Is that our audio?
You can't say it. I was going to say it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, Sam and I wanted to start the podcast with a good part and bad part of our week, or not so good.
This segment will be called
Peaks and Pits.
Yeah, good that you said it, because I was about to mix it up in my head.
Peaks and Pits of the week.
Of the week.
Sam, give us a pit other than the fact that our camera camera corrupted our media.
That would be number 1. That just happened.
That's at the very top of the list.
Yeah. Number 2. Dang, I shouldn't have this many. I should only have 1.
I shouldn't be able to make a list.
Number 2, I had a meltdown. Massive meltdown in my car.
Uh-huh.
I had a breakdown on Monday. Cried for a long time.
Yes, she did.
I literally sat in my car in the garage. And I had my car on for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, I don't want to waste any more gas. So I turned my car off and I was on the phone too to my parents and froze.
I think that's so cute. I think the fact that you were on the phone with your parents was the only reason I didn't drag you out of your car.
Oh, yeah, Mariah came out there. Randy's sister came out to go check on me, but I was like, don't look at me.
I would have dragged her out of the car a long time before that, except I could hear her dad's voice on the phone speaker in the car, so I was like, okay, she's talking to her parents.
Yeah. Anyways,
this is level-headed.
I'm not gonna elaborate on why. I had a breakdown. It was really bad. Next, Randy, what was your pit?
Okay. My pit is this week in pregnancy. I'm like even more like all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just over it. Like, I'm so over it. The emotional side of things, which you'd think I'd be used to, because I did it in IVF for 6 months. Like, you kind of are injecting yourself with hormones, so you're all over the place. But no, this, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then I feel bad for how I feel. Like, I feel guilty for like thinking or feeling a certain way. And I think this week is more prominent because my dad and my stepmom and my stepbrother are here. And so I feel bad when I don't want to be around anybody, or like when I'm just like agitated. I'm not even agitated with them at all. I'm just agitated, period. Like, there's nothing they're doing wrong or anybody's doing wrong. I just get agitated. So I just don't like that feeling, because that's not like normal for me to just be like, I don't want to be around or see anybody at all. So that's weird. It was very weird, but I'm almost done, baby. And I'm
soon.
Yeah, I'm ready to have this little girl, even though I'm not ready. Technically, I'm ready.
You're ready to not be pregnant.
Yeah.
But I mean, you are ready to have her. Like,
yeah, I'm pumped to like
in your arms.
In your arms, little tiny human. And then a peak of my week was we did a 4D ultrasound, and the technology was wild. We did a 4D ultrasound in California before I left.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I did it with
I did not know this.
Mariah was in town, so I did it with Mariah, my sister, that's my sister, my mom, then my little sister Maya and her husband Manny, and Brave and Everly, which are my niece and nephew. And it's so cool because we went to the same place that they went, both of them. Mariah did her ultrasound there.
I didn't know that.
And we call my sister Lily, and Lily did her ultrasound there, and Everly was there for Braves. And then Everly and Brave were there for Atlas's.
Oh,
so it was really cool. Yeah.
That's so cute.
So it was that's when we did in California. And it was exciting, but it was, dude, this technology and this one, I don't know if it's just because she's older.
I was going to say, wouldn't you have been like...
I was 6 months, which is when Lily went. And then Mariah was 6 months when she went too.
She's like formed though.
Yeah,
now.
dude. It was crazy. It was so crazy. We'll insert an image here. And you can see, we'll show you. But yeah, she has my nose and my dad's nose, and my dad's all proud, and I'm like, why, Jesus? And then she has big old lips, which I don't think come from me. They're definitely like a genetic thing that Billy.
Really? I feel like they would come from you.
He has a really big bottom lip.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't like.
Yeah. Period. Just kidding. Yeah, that was a peak for me. And then obviously my dad is here, and my stepmom and stepbrother are here, which is really nice because they had never seen the house before. So the fact that they came, and I was excited.
Never seen the house, comes to it for the first time to do home improvement.
My dad is a contractor, and so he got here, and I was like,
this girl has
this light
a
and that
scroll.
light. I did, but he knew that's why he was coming. So
okay.
Well, he worked what, yesterday and a little bit today.
Yeah, but like all day.
Well, last time he came and he worked on Mariah's house the entire week. Tile setting.
Oh no.
He set her tile and did her shower. Completely redid her shower, like built her shower, and did the marble flooring and like everything in the whole house. So, but it's good because he wants to move out here and he wants to like establish himself. So doing work for people that, well, maybe not for us, it's not going to get his name out because we don't know a bunch of people yet, but doing work for my sister and her husband and stuff, they're like, they know a lot of people in the community.
They're well known.
Yeah. So it'll be good that he's doing it. But yeah, I'm just excited that family's here. I love like hosting people, except with all these hormones, but normally I love it. So, but yeah, it's been so fun. I just love hanging out with them. They're so chill and relaxing and just cool to be with. So yeah. What was your peak?
My peak is, it hasn't happened, but it's going to happen. This is my last week of having my Invisalign.
Oh,
that
yes.
I don't even have it on right now because you would all hate listening.
Like this.
You would all not listen to this if I had them on.
No, it's not like a lisp or anything. We're not making fun of people with lisp, but it's just really juicy.
Yeah, it's really
juicy.
juicy. My last day is on Sunday, and then I only have to wear retainers to sleep. Thank God, because I started in September,
which is not even long.
It's not long at all. But when you're brushing your teeth on an average of 5 times a day,
minimum,
you start to
just get annoyed.
Yeah, and like I'm just like, oh, I don't want to eat because I don't want to brush my teeth after.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, so that's I'm so happy.
Your body's like, oh, so no nutrition. Okay.
Yes, I'm just happy to be done. So that's
that is peak. Exciting. I know. I was asking you. The thing that's weird about filming again is like we've said multiple of these things. I know. So like, do I react like I did again and just fake it, or what? What do you do now?
It's okay. Well, only you and I had known that until you said that, but it's okay.
I know, but it's just, let's just be real, okay? This is a weird part of like content creating that you're not used to.
Yeah. Well, content creating with 2 people, because like if you're by yourself,
you can be like, let me just do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. But yeah, I was asking you, do you feel different, like bad and bougie now that your teeth are done?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you used to always angle yourself. You used to tell me, you'd be like, I'm only turning this way because this one, whatever.
Yeah. And that's why I always sit on the same side when we do the podcast, because in my mind, I'm still like, oh my God, my teeth. But my teeth are fine now.
Yeah, they really are. They're so straight.
I mean, we can switch spots when we...
She's like, next week
I like flop.
Next week when I'm done.
When my teeth are whitened.
Oh my gosh, I know. I told you too. I feel like your teeth have always been so white.
I feel like they have, and then I started drinking coffee more regularly when I moved back here from Sydney, and now they're not.
Okay, you were using at one point this charcoal toothpaste.
In Sydney.
Do you still use it?
No, I don't use it at all. I'm too lazy. It's such a mess.
I feel like your teeth. I remember watching you use that, and your teeth were like,
well, it's not a toothpaste. It was like it was a powder. Yeah, so the powder would get all over the sink, and then it took years to wipe it up, and I was just like,
inconvenience.
Yeah, I should use it. I still have it.
Ooh, let me have a little powder. That's funny. Yeah, so we want to do updates through the week so we can kind of get into the groove of chatting and talking, and then you can hear how we're doing, kids. Just kidding. We wanted to briefly go over like some things that flood in throughout the week. So our episodes come out Monday, and we ask you guys leading up to the episode to drop questions or confessions or tips or concerns or anything you have to say about whatever that topic is coming up. And then it always happens that after the episode comes out, we get like emails or DMs and stuff regarding that episode. So we wanted to share a bit with you. And then if you want to hear more about it, you can kind of jump back onto our last episode. But last week was our Valentine's Day episode, and we kind of talked about dating and stuff, which was a jump. We jumped right in.
I know.
Not really. We gave a week. We kind of were like,
we did intros to ourselves.
We were like, what character would you be?
And then we're like, sex,
dating, marriage. So yeah, I know there was one question that we wanted to answer, and then we were gonna read through a few of the tips. Sam, do you have that question still? Oh, she doesn't. Okay, just kidding. All right, so the question that was submitted that I think is good was, what's a good amount of time to try at what once was a toxic relationship again with an ex? So what's a good amount of time to try at a relationship again that was toxic? Because it's an ex now.
You don't.
Sam said, period.
Yeah, that's just me. I don't like to waste time.
Yeah.
So I say don't. Especially if it was toxic. I don't know. Maybe be friends. Move on from that. If you want to be friends, I don't even know.
Yeah. But you're a one and done kind of person.
Yeah. You get one chance, baby.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You messed it up with this girl. No, I think if you're dating, yeah, you're just delaying someone's healing process big time. Like big time. Because if you give emotional validation, then they think that their traits are acceptable in a relationship with someone that they may have feelings for or love or whatever. If it's toxic, then they're not acceptable, period. And you can't justify why they might be acceptable because of their past or how they've been raised or whatever. Because that's not your job to justify those things. If they're toxic, then it's toxic, period, and they need help. And you can't be the one to help them because you probably bring a lot of emotional confusion by accepting that and trying to work on it at the same time. To me, that's if you're dating. If you're married and you've like made the decision to commit to this, and and these toxic traits have maybe risen over the few years and you've not realized that they were there, and you're now married, and you're not just like, okay, walk away now. Like you can't just disappear in a marriage. It's very legal binding stuff now. That I think you have to get help together, because now this is who you've decided to do the rest of your life with. And I think when you know it's toxic to a point of no return is when the person doesn't want help or doesn't want change. Obviously, your responsibility as a spouse, I believe, is to pray for that softening of the heart. But if it's been like 10 years and you've been hounding at this, then I think there's some definite like transitions or decisions you have to make. But yeah, when you're dating, all you're doing is delaying the person from confronting the stuff because they think that it's okay. The reason they think it's okay is because you're accepting that you're okay with being treated this way. So yeah, I just think if you're acknowledging that it's toxic, then let that be the writing on the wall. There's nothing more you need to know. You can't fix them. Your expectations can't fix them. How much you love them can't fix them. None of that can fix them. This has to be something that they desire for themselves, because then the second that you're not there, they will default to those toxic traits. And the only reason that they're trying to act like they have it together is because of you. So the second you disappear, their health goes out the window as well, which isn't fair for them. So yeah.
Ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. And yeah, I'm not even going to continue. Okay. There's a few confessions or tips too. Oh, someone said my confession is, why didn't I listen to my own advice the first time?
Mood.
Me. Don't we all give good advice until it's time for us to like follow our own advice?
To myself.
I know how you feel, dude. I've definitely been there where I like give great advice and then it goes down the window. Very much so down the window. Yeah. That's a funny confession. 2 is watch how your significant other, or like if you're interested in somebody, responds to stressful situations. Another tip was become friends first. See them at their worst and their best. Which I think is just really good stuff. It doesn't really matter like what you walk in. I think those are just good tips to think of. Like oftentimes if you watch those things, there's red flags if you you know, or like after you get out of a relationship, you're like, I should have known they were like this with their mom.
Yeah.
How they treat their parents says a lot about you. I mean, it says a lot about them.
Yeah.
I think so. And then one more question on last week's topic is, will it work if we both love Jesus but identify as different religions?
I have absolutely no idea because I have not experienced this. Because we've both like seriously dated people from church, from the same religion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, same. I've never experienced anything, but from what I've understood from some of my friends that have talked to me about it, I think you have to identify, is the way that you live your life with Jesus the most important thing? If it is, then having somebody who lives outside of that standard is going to affect you. It's going to affect your relationship if you're saying that's the most important thing. If it doesn't fall at the top of your list, then I would say how it affects your dating life may vary. But I know that we were saying too, like, even if you think that maybe one day you want to have kids with this person, you want to have family with this person, what does that upbringing look like for that child?
Like, it's complicated, more complicated than it already is.
A lot more arguments on like, I don't have to go to church with you because mom said I didn't have to. Well, dad said I have to. Well, mom said I didn't have to. And it's just really confusing. Not that your child should feel like they have to be, like, I know for us, like with Atlas, we're not going to force her to believe in Jesus. We're going to live the life we live. And we pray that she would see the overflow of God's love and how like it's changed our lives. But but we're on the same page as that. Then there's people that are completely opposite, and it's like, you don't have to this and you do have to this. I think that's just more confusing, like long term. Yeah. A lot more headaches. But I've seen it work, and I've also seen it be extremely detrimental. So I think you just have to find out if you do have expectations for what your life's going to look like long term with that person. It matters. Yeah, so that's last week's topic, was dating and all this stuff that you're hearing. So if you want to catch more of that, you can just find it from episode 1. On all your streaming platforms, wherever you're listening to this. But this week's topic is
social media.
Social media.
Everyone's fave.
Everyone's favorite topic.
All the influencers, where you at? Rise.
Influencers now rise. Oh, we asked a few questions to some people, and we kind of want to share some stats and just give our thoughts as well. But the first question we asked was, has social media affected your self-confidence or self-acceptance? And 14% said no. Wow. Wow, you're just incredible. And then 86% said absolutely yes. Me. Sam, has social media affected your self-confidence and self-acceptance?
Yes.
Period.
Yes. That's it. No, Randy and I talk about this a lot, that I'm the only person in the group who doesn't have TikTok. Literally in any group, anywhere. Like
in any group of friends I've ever engaged with.
I don't have TikTok, so I don't know, like, the trends, the jokes, the hacks, whatever. And the reason I don't have TikTok is because I had it at the beginning of quarantine last March.
Which I will say, TikTok is so different from then to now.
Yes, that's what she tells me every time. And my like For You page, I didn't know that you could like curate it to what you wanted. So I was just seeing whatever was popping up, which was like the dances and like, I don't know, like little
trendy stuff,
teeny trends.
Yeah.
And I would be like, oh, let me go try and learn this dance. And then I wouldn't be able to do it. And I would be so mad. And I'd be like, I don't look like these little skinny, like 16-year-old girls, but I'm literally like
pre-pubescent.
I know. I'm a full grown woman, like renegade, like trying to do this stupid stuff. And I'm like, why am I not, like, it really like it affected me. And I was like, why this shouldn't be affecting me as much as it is, the stupid TikTok dance. And that's why I got off TikTok. Like, I just couldn't. I was always comparing myself to the creators on there. And it was just honestly like not productive. I was on there for six hours straight sometimes.
Stop.
Yeah, like at night. And so I deleted it. And that was probably like the worst social media, I would say, like that affected me. Instagram doesn't, because I'm not on there long enough. I get on there to clear all the story rings because I don't like having.
You're like, I don't watch anybody's story, just so everybody knows.
Sometimes if I'm having patience, I'll sit and watch. And Twitter's just Twitter. Twitter, I just word vom.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, except I don't use my personal account as much anymore because I'm on Stan Twitter now, and Stan Twitter just...
I know, you disappeared.
It's for the better.
Totally disappeared.
It's for society's sake.
I wonder how much... Okay, man, Stan Twitter scares me. It seriously scares me. Because I think I don't... And please, oh my God, I probably shouldn't say anything. I'm going to like be flooded.
What are you going to say?
I think I don't understand where you go from like, I really like appreciate and like love everything about them that they create. And then like, I need to know everything about their life, where they're at, what they're doing, constant like, cause I feel like there is a Stan Twitter that's like, I'm following every move and breath. And if you don't know what's going on, you are not considered a part of the fandom.
So
I don't understand the switch. Like how you go from that to that.
The Stan Twitter that I have curated on my TL on Twitter is not like that. Like it's like an extreme appreciation for the art for a certain artist.
Yeah.
And I started my Twitter as a Stan Twitter. My personal account was a Paramore Stan Twitter in 2009. Now that's just my personal account. Now I have a different Stan.
But just go far back enough and you'll find it.
Yeah, you definitely will. Yeah, that's too much. Like
that's where it scares me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just appreciate their lyricism.
Yeah. That's mostly what it's just continuously talking about like their like art for my timeline at least.
Yeah.
Also, I realized I said TL. I meant timeline for those of you who don't know what that is.
Or not paying attention to the lingo. Yeah, I think that's why it scares me.
It's fine.
It's just funny. But anyway, so we asked a few people about that question about how it's kind of like affected you. Oh, you were saying Twitter, but and then TikTok.
And Instagram I don't really use. And then Facebook I don't use at all.
Yeah.
I only have the Messenger app for my grandma.
Oh, how cute. Yeah, I'm opposite with the Instagram and TikTok. Like TikTok, my For You page is like, I just laugh for like, I can be on there for a long time, which it can be a time waster, but I've decided I only get on it like a little bit later in the day. Like I'm not on it like during the day. It's not like my scrolling app of choice. Oh, which is probably why it affects me differently. Yeah, but my TikTok is just funny stuff. Like I laugh on there sometimes, a little food, little things here and there. But yeah, I never see like any like dancing stuff. If I follow, I will intentionally, if like I see somebody that comes on my For You page that's like fashion, but it's like nothing that would ever girl bye boop swipe. Because I intentionally only want certain stuff on my TikTok because I want to laugh when I go to TikTok. Like that's all I want. I don't want anything else.
I feel like that's what Twitter is to me.
Yeah, and then my Twitter's like that also. It's and news. I feel like I have a lot of news stuff on my Twitter because I don't watch the news.
We don't have cable, y'all.
Yeah, and I don't really like want to watch.
I don't want to sit there and watch CNN
or Fox News or anything like that. Yeah, I'm good. So I just like reading a lot of stuff on there. And I have like a wide palette of everything that's on my timeline on it for news. Like I don't specify to one party of news reporting. But for the most part, it's funny.
Yeah, same.
And then Facebook is like all my family and friends from California. And I really like that one because I just see updates on a bunch of people that like maybe I don't get a chance to talk to all the time, but I still like randomly will engage with them. So I that's what Facebook's for. And then Instagram, yeah, I was telling you, but it jacked me up. It messed me up, dude, because I think I was in 2019, a lot of the like face filters came in. I think before that it was just like Paris, Rio de Janeiro, like remember those on your story? Gosh, it was just a lot of those. There weren't all of these filters you could put, and then before that it was just like dog ears and like remember
classic.
Instagram stories were like out. Like, they were not good. Everybody went to Snapchat to use filters.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I kind of miss the dog one.
Yeah, like
The dog
nobody
was
uses
cute.
that anymore. Like, who uses that?
I'm gonna go use it.
Everly uses it. My niece. But no, yeah, everything before that was just like the Instagram stories were weak, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, they were so bad.
It was like, ew, why did Instagram start stories? And it was the same. It's the same thing with Facebook. Why does Facebook have stories? Why does Twitter have stories?
Twitter
like,
fleets. Goodbye. I don't use
what
that.
Are all these? When everybody was content with Snapchat.
Yeah.
So then in 2019 it revamped, or maybe a little bit before that, I don't know. But in 2019 is when it started jacking me up. When like your face would look different, it would change your nose, your eyes,
would sculpt you.
Literally sculpt you. And then it started getting weird when people started saving those pictures and putting them on their timeline as if that's what they looked like now. And I was like, wait, what the heck? Because I'm into makeup. I'm a cosmetologist, so I have my license and I've been doing it for years. And I was wondering, since when did skin stop looking like skin? Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand people have some people have really great skin. But for me, I feel like I have average normal skin. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how come I don't look like that? But I know how to do this better than you probably know how to do this. Yeah. Like, what's happening? So then I took all of 2020 and I stopped using face filters because I was just like jacked up by it. Every time I would see something, I would just compare myself or like be angry and then annoyed. And then I also, towards the end of 2019 going into 2020, I recurated my timeline because it was just too much for me, dude. Mm-hmm. I couldn't handle it. It was like I was following all the Kardashians and the Jenners, and then I was following all these influencers and YouTubers that I would watch. But the thing that was frustrating was I would watch them on YouTube, but then their Instagram pictures didn't look anything like they looked on in their YouTube videos.
Fraud.
So it was like so confused. And then, yeah, so I 2019, I spent a significant amount of time, or 2018, on Facetune, and I was like, this is bad. So that's why I did 2020, and I kind of like detoxed, mm-hmm. like how I even see myself, mm-hmm. because yeah, I just felt like it was getting really bad. And skin is supposed to look like skin. Like, it does a lot for us, mm-hmm. protects us, and we're supposed to take care of it, and it's supposed to take care of us. But yeah, I just felt like for a long time it stopped looking like that. So yeah, I changed it up, and now like the only filters I'll use are ones that don't change the shape of your face. Like, they don't make my nose smaller or my lips bigger or my cheeks fuller or my eyes a different color or whatever. Because then I just felt like, then when I see myself in regular life, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have this, like, I would gain like this self-loathing for not looking the way the filter made me look, instead of just not using the filter and mm-hmm. not having any false idea of like to compare myself to. So yeah, now I only follow like things that make me feel good about myself or inspire me. So I unfollowed all those pages, like the fashion stuff, and then I started following like people that, like, I would hate this feeling, dude. I would hate when I would see something that a fashion blogger would post, and I would be genuinely inspired, and I would go to the store and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get something similar, and then I'd put it on and I'd be like, it doesn't look anything like them, like what they look like on them. So then I would be jacked up about it, like super triggered. So I just realized I need to follow people that look like have a same build, or like, I'm not skinny.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not. Well,
there's an audio on TikTok that's like, so you think I'm skinny?
I'm definitely not.
And I'm at the point where I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that for me. You know, like,
I love that for me.
I love that for me. That I'm good without being like flaquita, and that's just not like what I'm meant to look like. Mm-hmm. When I'm healthy and eating like healthy, and my body's getting the nutrition it needs, that's not what it looks like. And mm-hmm. that has to, I've become okay with that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just started following all these other influencers. There's this one named Maddie. Her name is Maddie Bernard, and I really love her because she's super cute. She's curvy, whatever. But she's also like she just started a jewelry line, like a small business, and like all this stuff. So it's really cute because when I started to like take out all these other pages mm-hmm. I was following, I found like small businesses. I found all these other things that I could focus on and like kind of enjoy with social media now.
Yeah. I just think it's crazy how different like things trigger different people. Like, that is what was like bad for you mentally. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was actually workout videos. Like, as ironic
to inspire me,
as ironic as it is, I have always really been into like physical fitness and like just like health and fitness. And I was like, oh, I'm going to follow like all these fitness influencers. And I did at one point follow like so many.
Yeah.
And that was what was making me self-conscious of my body, because I was like, I don't look like that when I work out. Like I have rolls when I'm doing like sit-ups and stuff, and like I don't look skinny like that. And it was like doing
the most.
Yeah, like it was doing the most to me. And I was like, why? Like then I realized I don't have to follow these people. Like I'm the one who can unfollow. They will never know. Like so then I unfollowed like a bunch of the fitness. I still follow a few. But I was following it for inspiration to work out, but I was never working out.
You was
like
just making
that.
You upset.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm not even working out. I'm not doing their workouts. What is the point? Like, it's just making me feel bad when I get on here. So I just unfollowed. And that was the like extent that Instagram had for me.
Yeah.
And then I just recently started using Instagram as like a learning tool. Cause I like to teach myself new things, and languages is part of it. So I follow like a few Korean teachers or Korean accounts, and because I'm learning Korean, and they post like a phrase a day, and they read it and you can hear it like on the video, and
you know what you're
can
supposed
see
to sound
it.
like.
Yeah. So I like to use like, or even for like finding small businesses, like I love shopping with small businesses, because I know where my money's going, and I know like the products I'm getting are going to be good, and it's just, I don't know,
real
like,
people,
real
dreams.
And that's mostly what I use Instagram for, if I'm like being honest.
No, yeah. And I think that's kind of the direction that I'm maybe not so much the learning stuff, but that's a good idea. But yeah, for me, because I'm like super into fashion and you know makeup and stuff and skincare, I didn't want to just not like be inspired or like see what's happening on the runway or like whatever, but I just knew I needed to do it the right way for myself. And I just think that that's a big thing, because one of the like we hear this all the time, like, oh, it's not my responsibility to make you feel good about yourself. Like I've heard influencers say that. No, it's you're right, it's not your responsibility to make me feel good about myself, and it's not yours and I's, Sam, responsibility to make the people that are listening feel good. But I think as empathetic human beings, we take that into consideration. Yeah. That I'm not going to put out content that is fake. I'm not going to start this podcast after recording the second time and pretend like everything's fine when it's not fine. I'm pissed that we're having to re-record this again. So it's like, that's just the reality. That's just the choice to be real and to put content out that makes people feel normal. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And to like talk about it too. Cause like I even told you guys, we sat down to take pictures for this freaking podcast cover. Maybe we'll upload them as like
funnies.
Yeah, I don't even know. They're so.
We should put one. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, we'll put one on the.
We'll insert one on the screen. But we took photos and like we set everything up, and then we saw the pictures, and I was like, okay, maybe I would wear this outfit to church or a wedding or something, but I would not. Definitely not the club. Not that outfit.
Period.
But I was like looking at the pictures, and I was like, I don't want people to see this cover and think that this is who I am, or this is what I look like,
or this is what it's gonna look like every week.
Yeah, because I literally ran upstairs and changed into sweats and a hoodie. Like,
that's why we're in our regular clothes.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I want it to be like who we actually are, and like at least 90% of the time. Yeah, and that me is sweatpants in a jumper and a hoodie and.
Yeah, and it was like I think we took the pictures, and then we were on our way back after trying to take pictures again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Sam, just take pictures from our Instagrams that exist that we felt were a representation of us already. Mm-hmm. Like, just take those. Because this is gonna be a space of like real, but it's also gonna be like let's take on the responsibility. When we're saying we're going to be content creators, I'm doing it because it makes me happy, but I'm also mindful of the people I'm creating for. Yeah. I'm also mindful of the check I'm going to cash in a few weeks, that it may have affected somebody differently than I think. Mm-hmm. And it's not that you carry the weight and like having to make everybody feel good about themselves. I think that's something that everybody has to work internally, but also like deliberately putting out content that isn't what you look like and making people think it's what you look like. and then them comparing, thinking that they should look like that because this is normal, but it's not even normal for you. Yeah, there should be a little bit of responsibility or empathy at least. Like, I have a heart for people.
And just personally, that's too much to obtain. I'm sorry.
You're probably messing your own mental health up. Obtaining, I'm trying to sustain an image that isn't yourself either.
Sorry, I'm too lazy for that.
You're too lazy. Some people aren't, dude, but then it just drags you back into the same place you're taking your followers. So yeah, that's why we're here in sweatsuits, shackets, and crew necks, because this is like an average Thursday.
You'll never see me sitting here with any foundation on my face ever.
You'll see me because girl, I put it on.
I don't even wear it. I don't wear it anywhere.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit more reality. I think your time, like back to that question, has social media affected your self-confidence and self-acceptance? It can, if it has affected you negatively, you can curate your timeline at this point to affect you positively, to where it is something good for you to get on your social media and it's exciting and it's like fun again, because we are spending as much time as we are on it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you are benefiting, like learning, or you're supporting a small business, or you're, whatever it is, but it doesn't have to stay dysfunctional. You don't have to keep putting people you don't have to follow that influencer just because they already have a lot of followers and it makes sense to follow them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely, because someone responded to and just said like, it's finally affecting me in a positive way because I changed my timeline.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge, because timeline curation can be really helpful for your mental health and knowledge and how much you're growing and stuff. But yeah, some of the hashtags I started following when I kind of unfollowed a bunch of people and refollowed, I follow midsize style. It's like hashtag midsize style. And then another one is normalize normal bodies. And then through following those hashtags, I found like other influencers that I really liked that weren't posting like constantly smoothed over Facetune pictures and stuff like that. So if you guys are looking for some that you're looking for the same kind of stuff that I was, that's what I found. Another question that we asked was, what is social media to you? A few of the answers I got, one of them was just annoying. It was like where I flex.
Okay. Let's be clear. That was not a female answer.
It was not, baby. You're like, okay.
The way I would never hear any girl say that.
Yeah, but most of them are probably thinking it. They're just not saying it. So
that's true.
Okay. Well, it's okay. It's okay. We may not say it, but a lot of people, that is where they go to say like, oh, look what I have. Even though I'm like really sad on the inside.
Oop.
But anyway, yeah. So someone said, I think it's a place to voice who you are or trying to be. What do you think about that?
I guess if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to use your social media for, then go ahead.
I think you should shape who you're trying to be off social media.
Yeah.
And don't put out that don't put stuff out that's not you yet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't try to.
I've never even looked at social media like that. I'm just like, I'm just going to say what I want to say and post what I want to post.
Yeah. I think for some people it is like that. For a lot of people, there's jobs and careers built on this that it can consume your whole life, you know? The next one where I try to advocate for what I believe in.
That's good.
I love that.
Me too.
I love that for her, him, she, they. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's what I try to do. It's a lot of my stuff is going to be what I like, where I am at in real life, what I'm trying to advocate for, and then like what I'm inspired by. And then how I connect with people who think like me, because I don't have those kind of people in my life.
I think that's interesting, because I feel like I get on it to try and like
disconnect.
No, try and see other views, people who don't think like me.
Yeah.
Recently too, like starting from 2020 when everything went insane.
Amen.
I feel like not necessarily think differently, like completely opposite, but just have different viewpoints
to learn from.
Yeah.
I think when you're around, because this person said that they didn't have anybody in their life that thought the same way as them. So I'm sure that you look for that when you go on there.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I know you had made a lot of friendships on like Twitter and stuff with people that like.
I have friends on Twitter I've never met in real life.
But you've talked with them for years.
Yeah, I've talked with them for years, or I just like talk to them every day, or like we've even like FaceTimed, which a lot of people just don't like. They think it's so
crazy.
I literally started doing this with Stan Barrymore Twitter.
I remember
years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm shocked I even did that. Like, if you know me, you know how like
introvert.
Yes, how introvert I am. But like, okay, I know I have friends from Stan Twitter who are gonna hear this. But I know I seem like an insane psycho person on Twitter. Like, I'm a all caps typer on Stan Twitter.
Yes, she is.
And I'm very calm in real life. Sometimes. Sometimes. If we're having fun, if we're having a good time, I can get crazy. But
for the most part,
yeah,
she keeps it under volume level 3.
Yeah, so Stan Twitter has brought me a lot of people that I never would have ever thought I would be friends with.
Yeah, well, I think that leads to the next question is, do you follow more people you know on social media or that you don't know on social media? 54% of people said more people I don't know, and 46% said people I do know.
It's different for each platform.
Yeah. Facebook it was people I know, but I feel like I just had to start accepting.
That's actually really true. You friend, not you don't friend. You accept their friend requests more than I would.
I feel like if I've met them like at church or at like a conference and maybe I don't specifically remember you, like by name or by like everything, like maybe I remember your name, but I can't tell in your profile picture that's you. I feel bad declining them. So I'm just like, oh, whatever.
I didn't say decline them. I have like over 50 friends.
Dude, me too. And I try to like mindfully go through them. Like if I have no mutuals, like delete. Yeah. And then if I have like 4, I'm like, I need to find out who they are. Are they people I've not even talked to in like 10 years? So I probably don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So I try to, but I just...
Yeah, I get you. I feel bad. I feel more bad on Instagram because I use Instagram more than Facebook. But like I have a public...
Is your Instagram private?
No. My Instagram's public, but I don't follow them back necessarily. So like...
Oh, me either.
They can follow me, but...
Yeah.
Unless like we have spoken in person or like I actually know you, then I follow people back. Or if you're a influencer
and I like your page,
then I'll follow you. But
I like your vibes.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, on Facebook it's just so confusing now. I don't even know how many thousands of random friends I have on there. On Twitter, and I have no following because I just silently watch and laugh and like stuff. Like that's all I do. And then on Instagram, I feel like I definitely use Instagram the most. But I feel like I don't follow people back because I'm very particular about, I've just talked about it, what's on my timeline. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't really care about aesthetic anymore. Like, cause then your one picture of your water bottle doesn't do much unless I go constantly look at your whole palette. You know what I mean? Yes. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, vibes. Yes. But it has to be like super vibey. And then, I don't know why I just don't follow a lot of people back. I do because I feel like I like watching all of my friends, like you said. If I sound so arrogant, like I don't follow anybody back.
I know I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. I'm not gonna lie. Like
no, but I don't want to sound like that. Like if I know you, or if you're like I look at your content.
Yes,
it's like,
if we've had conversations, like if we talk at any point, I even follow back people from high school because we have spoken before.
Like I knew you at one point.
Yeah, like I'm not saying I'm not gonna follow anybody back. I only follow my 5 friends I have. That's not true.
I know, same. Yeah, that's funny because I think this goes back to just how you're going to use your social media. Mm-hmm. Like for some people, they just want to be on it for like connection, like their friends and their family and stuff. So of course you're going to only like follow way more people you know. But then I think there's another group of people that are like, I just solely want to be inspired, or I'm just looking for like stuff that makes me feel good. But then I think there's another group of people that you follow way too many fake pages, and then you wonder what, like you want your life to look like your timeline, but like even the timeline you have is not real. And I think that's just in general with social media. Like people that have individual pages, not businesses and stuff. But like, it's like 90% of it is not like what their life, like you're looking at the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're looking at the picture that I put my favorite filter over, or like, you know, or my cool, like trendy photo dump.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I try to stop editing. I edit like minimal on my photos when I do I only post photo dumps because I don't like posting one picture like every 2 weeks. So I just post like 10 pictures.
Here's how my last month was.
Yeah, I just post like 10 pictures for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes I skipped like 2 months this last time, but like.
I like putting filters just because I genuinely enjoy like photo editing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love having like.
I used to, and then I got too overwhelmed. I was like, yeah.
I know. Remember when we had our our Instagrams were literally all white?
Yes.
That was.
We spent hours. Lot of time. That lasted maybe 2 weeks for me because I couldn't do it. I was like,
well, then you just can't post anything.
Yeah, it's unrealistic. I was like, great. Now I have to find a white wall anywhere.
If I want to take a picture of anything,
now I have to wear white clothes.
Yeah, I think I edit because I just like genuinely enjoy photo editing. But yeah, my timeline has definitely switched up. We are hoping that you're enjoying this week's podcast, but we're going to jump into a few confessions. I just have to pull them up 1 second. We're just going to now read a confession that someone dropped in that I thought was funny that we could end with. This is a little bit of a shorter episode. Next week we'll come back, but they said, I constantly block people on the daily because they're looking at my Instagram stories, or they're looking at my Instagram stories and not engaging with my posts, and it's normally a fake profile. It freaks me out.
That happens. I don't block people daily because I'm just like, whatever, I don't even care. But I've definitely thought about blocking every fake account that looks at my story.
I think I've looked at who looks at my story like I can count. I don't know why.
Wow, bless you. I just think, I don't know, I find it so entertaining, like, to see who looks at my story. Just the option that is there is like...
It normally, like, the first few people that, like, bubble at the bottom.
That's... Mine's literally the same 3.
Me, Mariah, Lee.
The group chat.
No, I think that's funny. I think you should be able to block people. What do you think about the muting? Are you just, like, unfollow them?
Okay, I mute people's stories when they post, like, 15 little... Yeah. I can't do it. Like, even if it's like 10, I'm like, okay. So I'll mute the story and keep their post and only see when they post. Or I think, I don't know. I feel like just unfollow if you're not even going to look at the post either. But I look at the post still.
Yeah. I have a few people muted, but it was more like the same thing. Like, you are posting all the time. And I'm not seeing anybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll mute people that I freaking love, but I just want to, my algorithm has gotten so like the same 10 people, and I want to see other people. So when I mute people, then I'm like, oh, I forgot I followed this other person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's funny. She's like, I feel bad that I'm blocking you. Yeah. If you are one of those people that is creating other pages, girl, you got way too much time on your hands. Please take up a language like Sam did, or do something good with Instagram. Yeah. If you're just looking and creeping and all that stuff. But yeah. And then another person just said that they take monthly social media breaks, like regularly, because they know that it's bad for them.
That's good. Good for you. I wish I had the strength to do that.
I think we'll get into that next week.
Yeah.
We'll get into that next week on like boundaries on social media. Do we even hold any to ourselves or what? Yeah. And we also want to get into the expectations of what your social media should look like if you're in church or in leadership or
because this
like
topic
that.
Is a hefty. Lot. Yeah.
So we will be back next week with social media part 2. If you enjoyed, if you have other stuff that you want to add to the podcast, maybe you want to tell us a little story about some drama you found yourself in through social media. Sam has one she's going to share next week. Ooh, it's so juicy.
DM us your confessions, your stories, email.
If it's longer.
Yeah. We want to share.
We want to share. Our email is secretsofachurchgirl@gmail.com. So if you have a long story, and then, give us your thoughts. Someone told me that they were listening to our podcast this week, and I was like, please tell me what you think. Like, I want to know, like, is it overwhelming? Is it too in your face? Like, is it like good for like a listen? Like, do you want it longer, shorter?
Yeah.
So if you have any feedback, both of us would love to hear it. So thanks so much for watching, pals.
Listening, watching, wherever you are.
Wherever you are, keep listening, keep confessing. It makes you feel good. But until next time, we will see you next week. Bye.